Good afternoon, y'all. I'm Kirsten, and today I'm just going to do a little video about how to use the Iray Decal Node. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick a piece of clothing from my 50 million products that I have of clothing. I have way too many Daz products, but that's okay. I will use them at one point or another. So I'm just going to pick a little tank top to use. And then I'm going to hit the little plus button down there so that it comes front and center for me. Now, I like to use, when I'm doing this, to use just the white, because then I can color it any way I want to match the decal that I'm using so that they are color coordinated. And I'm going to cheat in this first part of the video, and I'm using another product that already has Iray decals made for you, and the nice thing about that is it already has them pretty positioned on the upper part of the torso, and so that makes it easy. It's called the Itsy Bitsy, Make Me Itsy Bitsy. So I'm going to pick one of those decals, and you'll see, and then I'm just going to double click on it so that it will come onto the tank top. Now, as you can see, it doesn't look like it's there, but if you open up the tank top, you will see that there is now a Itsy Bitsy decal, and I can move it up higher so that I can position it wherever I want to position it. And the nice thing is you can position it up or down, left or right, however you want it to make it so that your design fits your piece of clothing properly. So now I'm going to go to the Surfaces tab and make sure that I've got the Itsy Bitsy decal, and it has both the front and the reverse. I'm doing just the front. And so I'm going to go there and click on front, and then I'm clicking on the base color, and it shows where the design is. So you're going to click that little button next to base color. And when you do that, a pop-up menu will come up. But before we get to actually adding the decal, I want to show you how to create the decal in Photoshop. At least for me, it's Photoshop because I don't have GIMP, and I'm sure it's very similar in GIMP, but I've never used GIMP, so I can't tell you how. But what you need to do is you want your design that you want to use needs to be in a PNG format so that it has a transparent background at this point. And then what we're going to do is we are going to use that for the design, the PNG for the design. But then you also need to make a cutout opacity one, which is white on black. And so I'm going to click on Effects and do Color Overlay. And I'm going to make my design completely white because the design part needs to be white and the background needs to be black. And you want to make sure that you have the white at 100% when you're in that color overlay. Because if you don't, then it's just going to end up looking funny. Unless you want a distressed look, and it might work for you. Then we're going to do an adjustment layer, and I'm going to do a solid color adjustment layer, and that I'm going to do it in black. And I'm just changing the hex code down there to full black. You can also just click in the corner to get the full true black. Okay, and now it's not showing the white design, so you need to drag that color fill layer so it's underneath the white layer. And this is what your cutout opacity looks like. Now I'm going to go back, and I've already saved both of these to my computer, so you need to make sure you have them someplace where you know. So when you click on the button, you're going to go to Browse, and now I know where I need to go to do the decals, and I already have a couple up there. But at first you want to pick your one that's the PNG, that's the actual design. As you can see, it's putting in the cutout opacity of the other design. You don't want that. That's why you do a new cutout opacity. So you go click on Browse again, and you're going to go to wherever you keep your saviors. Now you're going to get the cutout opacity at one of it, and you click there and open that, and voila, your design's on there. Yes, it looks funny right now, so you're going to have to make some adjustments. Go into parameters, and I'm going to scale it down some, and I think I did it at 40 or maybe 50. I think it needs to go maybe just, yep, 40. And now I can move it to where I want it on the shirt. And you just do that with your translate sliders. Okay, now I'm going to go back to Photoshop. And I want to pick a color from the design that I'm going to actually color the tank top with. So I'm going to pick my eyedropper tool, and I think I want to go with a blue. I like that blue. So I'm going to pick a blue, and I'm going to go click on it. And then I'm getting the RGB colors that I'm going to type in. So you need to remember those RGB colors for when you go back over there. And then you're going to go to the, make sure that you are on the actual clothing item itself. Go to surfaces, click on that, go to base color, click on that, and then I'm going to type the RGB numbers in there of the color I want, if I can remember them. I'm not sure of the last one. Okay, that's why I can I can go back to Photoshop and check it out. Well, all right, go back to Photoshop. There we go. And I can get the last number. All right, and then I'll go type that in here. And that'll give me a color that I want to go ahead and change the, I think I'm going to lighten it a little bit. Yeah, that looks a little better. And then click OK. And now you've got a pretty blue to match. I like that at least. It's, you know, color coordinating and making it look a little better. And some of them, if you want a different tie design, you can change that here in the surfaces too. All you have to do to change is you just can click on one of the sections of it, and you can change the base color, just like I did a second ago. Now what I want to do is I want to change the opacity level of the design itself so that you can kind of see some of the texture of the shirt behind it, so it looks like it wasn't just dropped on there. So let's change the cutout opacity. And I'm going to put it down to 0. Whoops. I'm going to... Oops, I changed the shirt, not the decal. Always make sure you're on the right thing. Alright, so let me go back up there and click on the decal. And now click on geometry, and that'll take me right to cutout opacity. And I put it at, let's try it at M85. And I think that looks pretty good. You can just adjust it to whatever you want to adjust it to and how you think it looks good. All right, now I want to move it. I think I want to move, oops, that was a little too far. Sometimes it's better just to type it in and do that. All right, let's see if I can't get it centered a little more. Okay, well, you can fiddle with the placement of it as much or as little as you want. For each person, it's going to be different. Okay, now what I want to do is I'm going to show you how to do an Iray Decal Node without using the Make It Itsy Bitsy. So we're going to click on the Iray Decal, right click, and then delete it. Okay, and then I'm going to go and click on the actual clothing item itself, and then go under Create, and go down to New Iray Decal Node. Click on that. You can label it whatever you want to label it. And then do Accept. And you can see it's there, but where the heck is it? Good question. If you back out, you'll all of a sudden see it down there where the little squares are, the little corners are, it's way down there because it put it at world center. And so just drag it up. And now I know it looks funny because all it is a square, literally. And so there's nothing there. Whoops. Now I'm trying to, all right, make sure you're on the clothing when you hit that little plus button. There we go. And so that is the Iray decal right there because it has no design. You have to go to surfaces. Once again, click on the Iray decal, open it up, click on front. Now you're going to do basically the same thing. Get rid of that. You're going to go to where it says the base color, click on the little button next to it, go to browse. You're going to go pick out your PNG with the design and open that. And yikes, it looks funky. Don't worry, click on geometry. Go to your cutout opacity, click the little button, click on browse, and get your butterfly cutout. Well, yours might be something labeled something else. And it is there. Once again, totally wrong size. But we already know that that's not a problem. That we just need to go to parameters and change the size. And I used 40 last time, so that's what it ended up with. So we'll do 45. Let's try 45 and then slide it up. Okay, now it's looking funky. Where is it? You need to pull it out towards you. For some reason it set it behind. So you do your Z translate to pull it out so you can pull out so the design shows. And now there is a little funky spot on there that I'm seeing. Let's see if I pull it out farther, if that gets rid of it. Whoops, nope. Actually, I pushed it back. So I need to pull it out some more. Okay. And I like to see, if you move it to the side, see it actually conforms to the thing. It really is a part of the shirt now, so that it's you know, where the, at least on a woman, where the breasts are, there is movement of the decal so that it's curving. It's not just a flat plane in front of the shirt. Okay, and I still see that little part that's bugging me. I'm gonna have to fiddle with that. So, see if if I move it way over, that takes care of it, but then the design isn't centered. I like you all to see when I have issues, because then that way, if you have any of these issues, I've gone over it in the video. I make a lot of mistakes because I'm still learning Daz too. But I feel like for me, I visually, you know, someone can tell me, no, you're doing it wrong, you have to do this way. But if I visually see what they did wrong and then see how they fix it, it sinks in my head better. So I'm just going to fiddle with it to see, because I can still see a little bit of, and it's the white from the square part of the decal that's showing through a little bit. And let's try moving it. Okay, that seemed to have gotten it better, and I think the design looks okay. I'm probably gonna fiddle with it a little more. I probably fiddle with it way more than most people would, but that's okay. And trying to move it forward or back is not making any difference on that little white dot over on the left hand side. So let's see. What if I rotate it? No, that's not doing anything. That's not fixing it. Let's change the scale of it. Nope, that didn't really do anything either. See, I'm just trying out the different sliders and stuff. Okay, I'm going to render it and see if I can see that white part in the actual render. And if I can't, then I'm not going to worry about it. But if it's in the render, then I definitely don't want to leave it just like that, because that will bug me in the final render. And there it is, that fun little white spot right there. Okay, that means we're gonna have to fiddle with it a little bit more. So let's go back to Daz out of the render, and let's, by closing that, canceling it, and then yes, I want to cancel, and it'll take me back to Daz. Well, it helps if I close it. Okay, now let's click on the decal again, go to Surfaces tab, go into Geometry, it's at 1. I'm going to lower the geometry a little bit. And let me just try a couple more things. Nope, I don't want it that far over. It just doesn't look right there. So let's... Okay. But it's still far over to the left now. Well, left looking at the screen. Technically, it's over the right. It's over on the right on the actual shirt. Alright, let's get a close-up view. And see if that doesn't help me figure out what's going on. It's very noticeable now. And that would definitely drive me. I mean, I could fix it in Photoshop with the healing brush or something like that, but I would rather fix it while I'm in Daz and figure out why it's being funky like this. Now, I've never had a problem with it doing it the other way. Okay, and I'm going to try changing opacity a little lower, because you can't really... it's not really showing the texture of the shirt underneath much through it, so that will help a little. Okay, so let's now push it back out, and let's see. This part of my process will probably drive you crazy, especially if you like to get things done quickly. I'm very stubborn and persistent, and I like to get it right as opposed to do it fast. Alright, and we're trying the Z translate. Nope, there we go. I pushed too far. Now we need to pull it back out. There. I want to try some of these other. I did the Y rotation, but I haven't tried any of the other. Let's try the X rotation. Ooh, wait a second. That took it away. Let's go. Well, pretty much took it away. There's a teeny bit. There we go. Huh. I think that might have worked fairly well. Let's turn it and see how it looks. Yeah, it's on there. And that's good. You can't see the white spot anymore. I think that's got it. So that is how you do the Iray decals. Whoops, don't come back. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.